The information discussed on Talkin Money with Jeff Tarbell is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no responsibility is assumed for inaccuracies. No statement made on this broadcast should be construed as a specific recommendation of a particular investment product. Views expressed are those of the speakers and do not necessarily represent those of CBS Radio. Use only as directed.
Smiles, everyone. Smiles. And prepare yourself for...
Show me the money!
Ladies and gentlemen, the radio broadcast experience designed to keep your wallet in top condition. It's Talkin Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Talkin Money. Talkin Money.
More money, more money, more money.
And now entering the studio, your guru for fiscal fitness, Jeff Tarbell.
Right, that's me. How you doing?
Another beautiful day.
I feel like I'm sitting in the 9-year-old chair here. Like it shrunk it down to the bottom. I don't know what's going on.
Why, you got a seatbelt in that chair?
No, but I got a sippy cup, which is good, so I don't want to spill on myself.
Tequila in a sippy cup is still bad.
I'm all wired up, man. I fell asleep at 7 o'clock last night, and I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning. So I'm either, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
Old.
It's just, I had an upset tummy, I think. I'm not sure which. I'm not old. You're older than me, Richard.
Yeah.
That'll help the resale value.
Shut up.
We've got, we got 2 hours to fill again today. I don't know how on earth we're going to do that. I've got about 9 seconds worth of
talk.
I got 2 hours worth of stuff. I like to just get it all done real fast.
That's right.
My name is, back to you, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, or you can text me at 441140 if you want. I got all kinds of stuff to do, and we got some good giveaways. We got some new sponsors to give away. I actually have a pair of passes to the Sacramento Theater Company, the Dial M for Murder. We'll be doing that. We've got IMAX. We still got some cupcakes. Why don't we should, I feel like a telethon here. Call in now and you win something that'll either give you some sugar or give you something to do. So all those things to cover as well, and your phone calls if you feel like it. I had a lot of calls last weekend. A lot of things going. A lot of calls during the week. So everybody's trying to figure out what all these new proposals mean. I mean, it's like every time you open the flipping paper, someone's come up with some new...
Yeah, we introduced it last week. Wasn't that enough?
Yeah, but
no?
I mean, first of all, I don't even like the deal we talked about last week, which the something $1 billion bank settlement. I don't think it's even been signed by anybody yet. And then what does it really mean? If you start reading through it a little bit, it's like some of it is almost like an accounting trick. Like, so if I'm Bank X and I said I'm gonna put up $5 billion to help homeowners, but you can go back and kind of credit yourself for things. So if I accept John's short sale there, then that counts. And if I do something, I don't know what it means yet. That's the frustrating part, is everybody wants to call and get their money, and it's like, the deal isn't even signed, and yet I don't know what it's going to mean. But I do know what it doesn't mean. I think, does that make sense? Do you know what it doesn't? Yeah, it's my show. I do know what it doesn't mean.
Just ask the question.
Yeah, just ask me another question. If you have a Fannie Mae, a Freddie Mac, an FHA, or a VA loan, that doesn't apply. That settlement doesn't apply to you. So it's all of the people that were left out of that progress and that process. It's for them, and it's a smaller group. But we'll see what it really means. I think what it means in some aspects, though, is that it's finally going to put the foot or the boot in the rear end of the foreclosure business, which basically means the bank is either going to come to you and say, look, we're going to reduce your principal balance by a little bit if that helps you. And if that doesn't help you, or we can't come to some kind of settlement, then we're foreclosing on you and you're going to be out of here. Because there's a lot of people that have been living in their homes for a long time, making no payments at all. And I think that's going to come to an end with this. I think that the banks now have decided enough is enough. We're going to settle this and we're going to be on. So, and if you talk to some of the local realtors around, we need more homes to sell. There's not a lot of inventory right now, and the short sales are taking a long time. So the one advantage of a bank, of an REO property, where the bank has already taken the house back and they own it, is that they can at least make a decision and be on. They'll set a price on it that's realistic and they'll move on. And the short sales, everything is kind of a negotiation, right? Because the realtor wants to get the offer from you. They have no flipping idea what the bank's going to take for the deal. So they say, well, let's just pick a super lowball price. And this is not a criticism. You got to do something. So I'm going to put a price down here just to get Nick to make an offer. Then I'll send it to the bank, and the bank will tell me, well, there's no way in hell I'm taking that offer. But you can't get the bank to respond until I get Nick's offer for $200,000, even though the bank would never accept less than $3 million. They won't tell you that because nobody's been assigned to the house. So the whole thing is frustrating. And it's in the first time buyers and the short sale buyers and Vince Mastracco, who does the golf talk before us here, he and I are going to work. Vince does a lot of short sale real estate activity, and he and I are going to kind of over the next few weeks work out a schedule because he kind of keeps a dialogue or almost a diary, if you will, of all the things he's had to go through for different clients. So I asked him, come in and let's go through that. And so people realize that if you haven't heard from somebody in a month, that may not be that unusual. It may be frustrating, but it's not that unusual. So we'll do all those things and more as we proceed on. Got a couple phone lines open this morning if you want to jump in at 339-1140 or 1-800-920-1140. This came up 2 or 3 times this week. I hope my wife didn't see this because she probably thought I was writing it about her. Separation is not divorce. Get it done. So this was laying in the front seat of my car. So my wife, if she saw that, maybe that's why she hasn't returned my phone call today. But this came up 2 or 3 times this week. And it almost always is the ladies in the group who have not finalized their divorces. They've been separated forever. For whatever reason, it's always the women that call me and say, I'd like to buy a house or do something, but I'm, at the last minute it comes out, I'm separated. I'm legally separated. I don't even talk to the guy. We haven't talked in 6 years. Separation is not, the few seconds of law school that I went to, separation is not a divorce. It's not a legal remedy. So the question is, well, who cares, Jeff? They're separated. But in the eyes of the law, and particularly in California, if you're not divorced, you're still potentially obligated for each other's bills and other sorts of things. And when it comes to financing a home, particularly with FHA follows the rules and says, hey, if you're not divorced, you're married. And there's no half divorced or half pregnant or anything else in between. If you're not divorced, you're not married. You're married.
Right.
And so on the FHA financing, FHA requires us to go look at your spouse's credit report. Now, I'm not looking at their credit score. I don't. If they're not on the application, I don't care what their credit score is. It's irrelevant. But their debts, the $1,100 a month Ferrari that they're driving, their debts now become your obligation for qualifying. Does that make sense? So I'm having to look across. Now, that's a very uncomfortable position to be in if you are separated and you haven't talked to your separated spouse in quite a while, to call them and say, hey, we're going to pull your credit. Doesn't go over so great. And you may not even know what is on there. And in most cases, that extra debt that they're carrying, your spouse is carrying, will pretty much wipe out any ability for you to qualify in many cases. So conventional financing doesn't follow that same rule. Conventional financing says you can buy something as a sole and separate individual without looking at your spouse's credit. But now you're looking at, Go ahead, John. Let me hold on a second here. I got the Italian stallion with me. Hold on. We got all this brilliance. Go ahead there.
I was just going to say, but if you're using gift funds, you're going to have a big challenge.
Right. So, and that's John Fodderero, by the way, my Alaskan ski buddy there. Right. So the conventional financing of the world has its advantages and its disadvantages. And the reason most people go FHA is because they kind of have to go FHA, right? They either have credit score issues that are pushing that direction and or they need a gift and or they need the higher debt, the qualifying ratios. There's some reason, or 3.5% down. So there's some reason it's kind of pushed them towards FHA, and it's not as easy to just say, oh, we'll just go conventional. You need 5% of your own funds, by the way. And you need a credit score a little higher, and you need debt ratio a little lower. I mean, duh. If I could do that, dummy, I'd have gone that way anyway. So you're right. So it's not as easy just to say, well, I'll just go conventional. And this came up so many times in the last few weeks, and I probably have been involved in more divorce scenarios in the last 18 months than I have in the last 18 years. And I think that just is probably just a summary of the age of the kind of the population that is my client base. So it's interesting. But anyway, just keep that in mind, people. Separation is not divorced. And divorce takes, in California at least, 6 months from the time you guys settle it. But you file it with the courts. You have to wait 6 months. So you can't just walk in and be divorced tomorrow. You can get married in Vegas tomorrow, but you can't be divorced for 6 months. So, got it? Good. We got it. So if you have any questions on that, is our text line working there, John? I mean, Chris, 441140?
It should be.
Should be? Okay. You know, we didn't get to the 30 seconds from the mind of Christopher Law today either, so why don't we go ahead and do that before we take our break as our normal feature. And by the way, in the second hour, and you think I'm kidding you, world economics or something in world politics.
Business ethics.
Business ethics. Anything you want.
It's going to be a short conversation.
But in the first 30 seconds, this is Christopher Law.
Okay, we had a pretty big vote a couple days ago on the entertainment sports complex that we're trying to get here in Sacramento. Even bigger vote coming up in 10 days on the 28th. And it's almost more important to be there at the city council than at the Kings game that night, which is kind of ironic. But this is huge. We have a chance now to decide if we're going to be a big city, a big town with big opportunities, get to see concerts, which we don't anymore, get to see live events, which we sort of do right now, and get to see our beloved Kings that we see right now. But it seems like my whole life, I've lived here my whole life, and everyone's kind of fought to keep Sacramento that small town, and we're just a bunch of state workers living in Sacramento. Well, guess what, everybody? The nation kind of hates state workers right now, and the nation kind of hates paying taxes. So we need to decide what we're going to do right now, or we're going to go back to the 1950s Sacramento when the biggest building in here was the Capitol. So I say we make a big move to become a big town.
Hey, that's Christopher Laud. You can email him at ChristopherLaud@CBS. And I love state workers, but I know, but
me too.
But I do get your sentiment there that you have to take a step forward, you have to take a step backwards, and I see this out of the out of the Wall Street Journal this morning. You don't see this very often. Sacramento fights to keep NBA team. This is out of the second page of the Wall Street Journal, and a little article on San Francisco hedge fund manager Chris Hansen, who is making a bid to try to at least get a stadium going in Seattle, and his hopes is to attract a team. Doesn't mean he's going to attract the Kings or anything, but isn't there a team? Doesn't the NBA own a team? Like, isn't there a team out there that could be potentially for sale, or doesn't?
The NBA owns the New Orleans Hornets.
The Hornets, okay,
and they run the New Orleans Hornets.
So why isn't anybody talking about the Hornets going to Seattle?
They should be.
Yeah, and we got the NBA that owns a team that's not doing anything. So not sure I'll get all that, but anyway. But whenever the Sacramento pops up in the Wall Street Journal, I always like to tear it out and bring it in. So we'll see how that shakes out this week. And I guess we got to do another quiz question, take a break.
Let's do a quick quiz question here.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, or 44-1140 on our text.
So if you're one of those adults that say you never watch cartoons,
Uh-huh.
I think you're lying, because the Simpsons show is reaching episode 500 this weekend. And here's a quiz question. Nearly, we'll hit 500, nearly unheard of milestone reached by only two other primetime script series. So two other primetime script series have gone on for more than 500 episodes.
So out of all the TV shows in the world, only two other shows have done 500 shows.
Over 500, correct.
Wow.
Just give me one of them.
Either one of them. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, or you can text us at 44-1140. Let's take a quick break. And if you get that quiz question right, you have a choice. You want some 2 tickets to Dial M for Murder at the Sacramento Theater Company. We've got some Craving Cupcakes. We've got some IMAX passes, or some Jim Boy's Tacos. Or you can just come to my house and wash my car, whatever you prefer. We'll be right back.